The House and the Senate just approved the $484 billion stimulus package that gives $1,000 to $10,000 in free stimulus checks for those who qualify for the EIDL grants. If you meet the eligibility criteria for the EIDL grants that we are going to go through in this video, you could receive a stimulus check of $1,000 for each employee up to $10,000 for 10 employees or more. If you want more context about the $484 billion stimulus package, you can watch the video that's going to be linked in the description down below that I made a couple of days ago, where I went into an in-depth analysis of the bill by looking at the wording of the law itself to see what exactly it says and how it amends the CARES Act. Or you can watch the video that's going to be linked in the card above, because in this video I just want to go over the eligibility criteria for the EIDL grants and point out a few things that you might not be aware of that could be tremendously valuable for you and that could actually qualify you for one of those checks. Part of the $484 billion stimulus package is another $10 billion for EIDL grants, because the previous round went very fast and the SBA was left without any money for the grants. Those who receive money through the EIDL grant do not have to pay the money back. This is the key that you need to keep in mind, and that's why everyone's talking about another free $1,000 stimulus check all over the YouTube, because the money that you receive through an EIDL grant, if you receive some, are going to be free money. The money does not have to be paid back, and this is not some kind of woo-woo, and it's in the actual language of the law. According to the provision of the law, an applicant shall not be required to pay any amount of an advance provided under this subsection. Yes, the money that you receive through a grant are an advance to a potential loan that you do not need to qualify for. Even if you don't qualify for the loan, you do not have to pay the money back. To determine if you are eligible for an EIDL grant, you must fall into one of those categories, such as individual operating as a sole proprietorship, with or without employees, independent contractor, a business, cooperative, agricultural enterprise with no more than 500 employees, private non-profit or 501c19 veterans organizations, and a few others that are going to be linked in the description down below, because I want to keep this video nice and short for you, because those categories that are linked in the description down below probably are not very applicable for the vast majority of you out there. Where you need to pay special attention is the sole proprietorship listed at the first point, because you might not even be aware that you are a sole proprietor by the nature of the activity that you are performing. And the reason that I'm saying this is because if you fall into this category, you qualify for an EIDL grant. The sole proprietorship is a non-incorporated business where there is no distinction between the owner and the business itself. And you do not have to have any formalities of incorporation into place because it's an unincorporated business. And as I've said before, the status of the sole proprietorship comes from the nature of the activity or the nature of the business that you conduct through the sole proprietorship that you are not even aware of. If you are a barber, if you are a freelancer, if you are part of the gig economy and you sell your services on some kind of website like Etsy or any other such websites like Fiverr, or you name it, you probably know more about them than I do, then you operate as a sole proprietorship even though you might not be aware of it. The second eligibility requirement that you must meet is that you must have started the activity before January 31st, 2020. If you started on January 30th, 2020, then you're good to go. If you started on January 31st, 2020, then there's no bueno and you actually might not qualify. Yeah, I might slip through the application process, that's always a possibility, but if you started on January 31st, 2020, theoretically you should not qualify and you would not qualify. The funds that you receive through the EIDL grants can be used for limited purposes, and those limited purposes are the following: providing paid sick leave to employees unable to work due to the direct effect of the illness, maintaining payroll to retain employees during business disruptions or substantial slowdowns, meeting increased costs to obtain materials unavailable from the original source due to interrupted supply chains, making rent or mortgage payments, and repaying obligations that cannot be met due to revenue losses. One last thing that I want to mention is that if you applied through the previous round before the funds dried out and you did not receive any check, the SBA specifically says that you do not have to reapply because they'll continue to process the applications on a first come, first served basis. The application portal is going to be linked in the description down below because it is not yet open, and it is going to open once the SBA receives the funds and they can start distributing them. So bookmark it, have it available, and check it constantly to see if it's open or not to apply as soon as possible, because if they proceed on a first come, first served basis, you need to be as fast as possible to secure an early spot for yourself to ensure that you will get a stimulus check of $1,000 or more. Alright everyone, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this information useful, please feel free to destroy the like button because it helps tremendously to grow on YouTube and to help reach more people. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one and more videos on personal finance and investing. Until next time, my friends, stay safe and have a wonderful day. Peace.